Have you ever noticed this, that as people get older, they often start declining invitations to parties, gatherings, and large social events? Could there be a deeper reason beyond just feeling tired? I used to believe it was simply a part of slowing down, but now that I'm in my 70s, I've come to see that there's much more to it. In this video, I'll share 7 reasons why aging naturally leads you toward greater independence. It's not about loneliness or isolation. It's about embracing a new kind of freedom and peace that comes with truly knowing yourself. So if you've ever felt unsure about stepping back from social life, stay with me. You may come to see this shift in a whole new way. Segment 1. The joy of your own company. As you grow older, something remarkable happens. You start to form a deeper connection with yourself. It's as if you're finally getting to know the person you've been with all your life. You come to realize that constant noise, approval, or the presence of others isn't necessary for you to feel whole. This realization can be incredibly freeing, allowing you to appreciate your own company in ways your younger self might never have considered. For instance, the urge to seek validation through large social gatherings or group activities begins to fade. Instead, you find joy in the little moments of solitude, a peaceful evening with a book, a long walk in nature, or simply sitting with a cup of tea, lost in thought. It's not that you dislike being around people. You just no longer rely on a crowd to feel fulfilled. I remember a few months ago when a friend invited me to a big party at their home. There would be music, dancing, and a crowd full of people I hadn't seen in years. I politely declined, saying I already had plans, and I did. My plan was to curl up in my coziest pajamas, binge-watch my favorite mystery series, and enjoy a big bowl of popcorn. The funny thing is, my younger self would have felt guilty or boring for staying in, but this time, I felt nothing but pure joy. It was exactly what I needed, and I wouldn't have traded that quiet, peaceful night for anything. One of the beautiful things about growing older is realizing that your own company is more than enough. The pressure to perform or meet other people's expectations fades away. You finally get to just exist as you are, and that's a gift worth cherishing. Segment 2. Energy becomes a valuable asset. One of the most important realizations that comes with aging is that energy isn't limitless. It's a resource that needs to be used wisely, not wasted on things that don't bring real value to your life. Socializing, while enjoyable, can be one of the biggest drains on that energy. It's not that we don't like people. We've just learned to be more intentional about when, where, and how we invest our time and effort. Think about the difference between attending a large party and meeting a friend for a relaxed coffee date. A party means dressing up, making small talk with dozens of people, and being on your feet far longer than you'd like. By the end of the night, it feels like you've just run a marathon in formal wear. Now compare that to a coffee date. Sitting comfortably, having a meaningful conversation, and walking away feeling recharged rather than exhausted. The better option becomes pretty obvious, doesn't it? And let's not forget how staying home can sometimes feel like a mini vacation. No need to stress about parking, what to wear, or whether the host will remember your restrictions. Instead, you can relax in your favorite chair, order takeout, and watch your go-to show. Honestly, is there anything more satisfying than slipping into pajamas at 7 p.m. and knowing the only social obligation you have is spending time with your dog? It's not about avoiding people. It's about preserving your energy for the relationships and experiences that truly matter. Learning to manage your energy wisely isn't just practical. It's a form of self-care that ensures you can be fully present when it really counts. Number 3. 3. Focusing on what truly matters. As you get older, one of the biggest lessons you learn is how to focus on what's truly important, especially when it comes to relationships. You begin to understand that not every connection is meant to last, and that's perfectly fine. It's not about holding grudges or cutting people off. It's about recognizing that your time and emotional energy are valuable, and they should be invested in relationships that are mutual, meaningful, and fulfilling. For many of us, this means letting go of friendships that no longer serve us, especially the ones where we're always the ones reaching out, always listening, but rarely receiving the same effort or care in return. At first, it can be difficult. especially when these relationships have been part of our lives for years. But as you age, you start to realize how important it is to surround yourself with people who genuinely appreciate and uplift you. I remember having this realization about a friend I had known for decades. Every time we spoke, I walked away feeling drained and unappreciated. After much reflection, I decided to step back. It wasn't an easy choice, but it allowed me to create space for deeper connections with people who truly valued me, and more time to focus on my own peace and happiness. Now, I encourage you to take a moment to reflect on the relationships in your life. Do they bring you joy and growth, or do they leave you feeling stuck and exhausted? It's never too late to set boundaries, nurture the connections that truly matter, and let go of the ones that don't. Life is too short to spend it on relationships that don't add meaning to your journey. Segment 4. 4. Putting health and rest first. As you grow older, your body starts giving you clear signals. Take care of me or you'll regret it. Prioritizing physical health becomes essential, which means certain social situations, like crowded events or late-night gatherings, may no longer seem as appealing. What once felt like a fun night out in your 30s can start to feel overwhelming or even uncomfortable in your 70s. Take loud environments, for example. The pounding music, overlapping conversations, and having to raise your voice just to be heard can be exhausting. Add in the late nights that throw off your sleep schedule, and suddenly, that party invitation doesn't seem as enticing. It's not just about feeling tired. It's about understanding how even a small disruption to your routine can affect your well-being for days afterward. But that doesn't mean you have to give up socializing entirely. There are plenty of ways to stay connected while keeping your health and comfort in mind. Smaller, more intimate gatherings where you can actually engage in conversation are a great alternative. Daytime meetups like brunches or afternoon teas offer a relaxed atmosphere that's easy on the body while still allowing for meaningful connections. The key is to listen to your body and make choices that align with your health needs. It's not about missing out. It's about taking care of yourself first, so that when you do spend time with others, you can truly enjoy the experience. After all, self-care isn't selfish. It's the foundation for everything else in life. Segment 5. Choosing peace over noise. As you grow older, you begin to truly understand the value of peace and quiet. It's not that you dislike people or activity, but you come to appreciate how much calm spaces offer something even more valuable: mental clarity. The more life experience you gain, the more you recognize how noise and chaos can clutter your thoughts, while silence provides the space to breathe, reflect, and just be. Consider the difference between a quiet evening at home and the hustle of a large social event. At home, you can relax, enjoy the stillness, and let your mind wander freely. It's refreshing, a chance to recharge both physically and mentally. Now compare that to a crowded gathering where conversations overlap, music blares, and everyone is vying for your attention. What may have once felt exciting now feels overwhelming, leaving you drained instead of energized. It's no surprise that peaceful spaces start to feel like sanctuaries. They allow you to reconnect with yourself, process your thoughts, and embrace a deep sense of inner calm. So let me ask you, do you find yourself craving peace more than you used to? If so, you're not alone. It's a natural part of aging and gaining wisdom. The beauty of this shift is that it helps you seek out what truly nourishes your soul. Whether it's a quiet walk in nature, reading a good book in your favorite chair, or simply sitting in silence. These moments of peace bring a kind of joy that no party or event could ever replace. Segment 6. The power of independence. One of the most liberating lessons that comes with aging is learning to truly enjoy your own company. You realize that your happiness isn't tied to anyone else's approval or opinions. This newfound independence allows you to make choices that align with your needs and values, free from the pressure of outside influences. It's a sense of freedom that only comes with experience and self-awareness. A big part of this is learning to say no without guilt. For much of our lives, we're conditioned to prioritize others' feelings over our own. But as you get older, you start to recognize the importance of setting boundaries. I still remember the first time I declined an invitation without making an excuse or feeling the need to apologize. A friend invited me on a weekend trip, but I was craving a quiet weekend at home. Instead of scrambling for a reason, I simply said, "Thanks for the invite, but I'll pass this time." It felt empowering to honor my own needs rather than worry about disappointing someone else. But independence isn't just about saying no, it's about having confidence in your choices. When you start living life on your own terms, you gain a deeper sense of control and connection to what truly matters. It's a reminder that you've earned the right to be authentic and unapologetically yourself. So embrace this independence. It's not selfish, it's self-respect. The more you trust yourself and your decisions, the more meaningful and fulfilling your life becomes. Cherishing time as a gift. As you grow older, you begin to see time for what it truly is, a precious and limited gift. You stop taking it for granted and start treating it with the care it deserves. Every hour, every day becomes an opportunity to do something meaningful, and you realize that the way you spend your time directly shapes the quality of your life. Aging teaches you to be intentional, focusing on what truly matters instead of wasting energy on things that don't bring you joy or fulfillment. I remember a moment not too long ago when I was invited to a big family reunion. While the gesture was thoughtful, I had recently picked up painting again, a hobby I hadn't touched in decades. That weekend, I was in the middle of a project that completely captivated me. I realized that my heart was more invested in creating something personal than in attending an event out of obligation. So I kindly declined the invitation and spent the weekend painting, losing myself in the joy of rediscovering my passion. The fulfillment I felt was worth every moment I chose to spend on myself. The important thing to remember is that it's okay to prioritize yourself and your time. Society often pushes us to say yes to everything, but when you take control of your schedule and align it with what truly brings you happiness, you're honoring the gift of time. It's not about shutting out the world. It's about making space for what truly matters to you. So as you navigate this stage of life, don't be afraid to be intentional with your time. Whether it's pursuing a passion, spending time with loved ones, or simply resting, the time you dedicate to what matters most is never wasted. Prioritize yourself. You've earned it. Final thoughts. Aging isn't about losing, it's about gaining a fresh outlook on life. By valuing your time, energy, and peace, you're stepping into a newfound independence that is both empowering and liberating. Remember, it's perfectly okay to say no, to prioritize yourself, and to live life in a way that truly fulfills you. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Does this reflect how you feel about aging? Comment N9 if you relate to these insights, or 0 if you're still figuring it out but open to exploring this journey further. Thank you for spending your time with me today. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who might need this message. Until next time, take care and embrace the beauty of this season of life. Goodbye.